Hey guys, last night we had Adam and Deebs come on stage from Groms, Grape's very first incubation project. It took me a few takes to get that sentence out, but really had a lot of fun last night. They are into this project. You can hear it on stage. It's only a short 18 odd minutes all up with, I think we went over 45 minutes on stage. So I will upload the full Friday night. It's been a busy day for me. I had work as well. But if you're looking for a project to flip, this is not it. They are here for the long term. They're here to help us. Every gaming project, every major Solana project is short of Rust developers. This is something huge for Solana and everything involved. So I was happy and proud to get them on stage. Had a great time, several beers, of course, and hope you guys enjoy. Welcome, Adam. Is Steve's awake yet?
That's a good question.
Hmm.
Let me text him. I'm sure he's a much more night owl than I am. Um,
I don't know if
yeah, but
that
I'm
works at
happy to
5:30
talk.
a.m. But welcome to stage, man. It's Thanksgiving for you guys. You Americans take that shit pretty serious.
Yeah, we do. That was yesterday. I'm just waking up from my Thanksgiving dinner sleepover. Yeah, it's a tradition. But I just love it. It's a great opportunity to spend time with family and like at least reflect on kind of what you're thankful for.
Let's talk a little bit about you, Adam. So you are the one of three. I only know of three of you guys at the moment, but you're one of the co-founders, or are you the CEO for Groms?
Um, yeah, I'm kind of unofficially the CEO, I suppose, but yeah, we're a three-man team. I kind of take the leadership role, but I'm not anybody's boss. We're all nobody on the Groms teams are employees. Um, yeah, Deebs, who I just text, hopefully joining soon. If we can manage to get his face on. Is the lead artist and designer of Groms. He also helps a lot with we collaborate a lot on a lot of things like the community building stuff and marketing. And then our technical co-founder, Mick Jose, he's a little more lower profile. He's a front end developer by trade, but he's capable all across the stack. And I know he's excited, and like a lot of people are, in spinning up in blockchain, specifically Solana development.
But Groms is the first incubation project for Grape, so it's super interesting. You guys actually aren't a game, but I didn't think there was any need to bring you guys in last week. But you had
Hmm.
the AMA with Wales. That was awesome. That was a great introduction to get out there. Um,
Hmm.
and you've just gone through your mint. You're a week through. I want to talk about that afterwards. But do you want to talk a little bit about what Groms, what you guys are as an NFT and learning project?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ultimately, we're building a community of learners and builders, people that want to partake in a more active way in the metaverse and the Solana ecosystem. Long term, we want to build out like this kind of self-sustaining gamified learning system, but that's going to be a long-term roadmap thing. So for the time being, we're just trying to attract the people that are interested in taking part in this, like, to me, amazing opportunity. I think you guys probably agree. But I just want to make sure that people across all demographics have the opportunity to really take an active part of this ecosystem, and that's kind of what drives me for the long term vision of Groms.
Now, as I mentioned, you were on stage with Wales' friend, and one thing that really interested me, that I took away from that was you had a comment there, and that quote, to quote you on that, was, if we spend our time completely set in speculatively flipping NFTs, Facebook is going to build the metaverse and they're going to own it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's part of like my motivation to have people like all over the world participate in building it. Like we've seen what happened in Web 2, right? Like these large companies funded by VC investors, which, like, I don't want to flood VC investors. They're an important part of the space. But as long as all that capital and control centralizes, ultimately these companies become beholden to their shareholders, and that's what they're driven by, and that's what the system incentivizes. So I think the only way that we can like look forward to the next step, which I think we're all excited about, is the metaverse and Web3 and all that. Like the only way to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen is to make sure that the parts of this that are built are built by people that in a decentralized way. I think you're spot on. I think the thing that we need to like that I keep in mind is that like we're seeing a lot of rewards for being early. Those rewards aren't sustainable long term, right? As this thing scales out to the rest of the world, that's why I think like having an opportunity, having a place where people can learn to build the skills necessary to actively participate is so important.
Yeah, and so that what brought on the inspiration for the Groms club that you're making, the NFTs?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. That was, it was kind of an amalgamation of ideas and like kind of our personalities. Deebs and I, we go back a long time since we were children, and we've worked together on various things in the past. But he's spent a lot of time in the art world, and these NFT things starting to kick off, and I didn't get them at first. Like I didn't understand. Like, all right, I get it's kind of a fine art thing. It's exclusive. But then I started to realize how like they kind of give like value and weight to the metaverse, and that's when it really started to click for me. Because I'd participated in like metaverse products before. Like I don't know if anyone's familiar with High Fidelity by the founder of Second Life. It was like a VR metaverse that was to me really intriguing. But I think what they were missing was like kind of this what NFTs provide.
So you guys are surfers yourselves. That's right, yeah, Adam. You and Deebs used to surf together.
We did. It's been a long time. I have to be upfront. I
You're
don't
an
know how it
old
fares
man
these days.
now.
Yeah. I think you and I, Barndog, are pretty neck and neck, honestly. Um,
We had an Atari. I was there for it. Most people still don't know what the Atari is.
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
guys keep
I'm
saying the
guessing
word
not old.
Atari. It's just a made up word, isn't it?
Decentraland have it. They did a casino. Adam, one of the things I wanted to talk about was you guys do a lot of training and a lot of educational stuff on your server on Groms. That's what you're about. You're not just about an NFT project. You're about teaching people. You guys teach Rust. Is that right?
yeah. That's kind of like our primary educational initiative right now. Like eventually, we want to build a whole suite of opportunities for people to come learn, and I hope that the community also is able to contribute that way too. But yeah, for the time being, I'm working through like kind of Rust, and my goal, which is ambitious because Rust is kind of a tough language for first time programmers, but my goal is to kind of build out a curriculum where you can come and learn Rust as your first language. And the reason we chose Rust is because that's the primary language used for Solana smart contract development.
And is this kind of education geared towards non-programmers, non-devs, first time getting in with no computer science background, or you're actually targeting people who have kind of computer engineering expertise?
Yeah, my goal is to make it so that you can come in with no programming experience. That's an ambitious goal because there's a lot of skills even outside of programming you kind of need.
Yep.
But I would love to some experienced developers to kind of help the community, and we already have some actually that that are experienced in their languages and they're interested in learning Rust with us. So they've been helping other people that are learning things like JavaScript or things like that.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. As soon as like a lot of us people, like non-devs and non-programmers, are able to come and learn and actually ship something on Solana and make our own communities from that, that would be very valuable.
I think with
Yeah.
with the big metaverse push, there's all of these projects that are coming out that are NFT only. This is one of the reasons why I think this ties into talking about Solana gaming and ultimately the metaverse is it's going to help teach people and educate people. We're short in Solana on Rust developers. Every
hmm
single game is hiring. Every single big game, every single small game want Rust devs, and I think it's fucking amazing. And I minted one, and that's not for a big props or anything like that. Like I like what you guys are doing, and there's more to talk about as well, because you guys actually want to be building your DAO, which isn't going to happen straight away, but your DAO is going to actually be voting in on what projects to incubate in a way as well.
Yeah, that's also part of the long term vision. Once we're able to kind of spin the flywheel up, I mean, it's already happening now. Like we don't have an official incubator program, but people are coming in and asking questions on how to start their NFT projects. I've talked to artists that they're like, hey, how do I find a dev? And just talking through that process of how to even approach this, because I think especially if you're an artist, like you may there's a good chance you're new to crypto and maybe not technically sophisticated, and so you don't even know where to start, right? Like, what kind of developer do you need? So I think we're able to provide some of that really high level guidance for the time being, but long term, we want to be able to facilitate team formation and help guide them through the process of getting their work out there. We're going to get our materials out there on like all the big channels. Like, we're going to start putting the Rust streams in Twitch, saving the recordings on YouTube. And I think that's really going to help, like, it's going to help bring people into Solana, because Rust is the hottest language,
Yep.
bar none, in the developer ecosystem. Everybody wants to learn it. All the developers want to learn it, and they want to use it at work. And there's not a lot of Rust jobs outside of Solana development. But I think once we start putting out really good content that can get people spun up on Rust out on Twitch and YouTube, I think that's going to start bringing in more people to the ecosystem. That's going to be our first experiment. Beyond that, we'll just have to kind of see how that goes and see what kind of experiments make sense next. Like,
I love it. You've been great. Even personal experiences I've had with you here at Grape, and I think the big one is the Rust, is the fact that you guys are actually going to be helping Solana, and I'm shocked that more people don't know about it. And I really hope that that's what we work on. The whole art, and there's so many. It is saturated. We've used that word a lot tonight. NFTs have been saturated on the market, and these actual great projects like yourself that are building. I look at a lot of games and I think, holy shit, how hasn't that game done well? Welcome to stage, Deebs. It's 6 a.m. Is it your time?
It's roughly 6:28.
Oh,
Good morning. I apologize for being late. I told you I need my beauty rest, and it got the best of me this morning. But I'm here.
Deebs, as the artist for the stage, we haven't really gone down the artwork of questions of it. We've avoided those. We knew you'd be coming to stage eventually. How many hours have you put into it, dude? How hard has it been on you?
Oh man, so I mean, I don't know if you guys have. Well, I know we haven't released a list of attributes yet. That's something that we're working on, so that people can check on rarities and stuff like that. But we have well over 300 different traits, or not traits, attributes that went into this. And I worked on this for a full 6 months. Like Adam was telling you, we both work full time, and so this is like another full time job after I got out of my first job. And so it was like 6 months of straight grinding, researching, developing the idea, sketching it out, drawing it out, and then figuring out all the layers. Then the tedious portion of exporting all the PNGs and uploading that stuff. So it was a good 6 months, working literally every single day, 7 days a week on this collection.
like, started over halfway in the middle, right?
And that's true also. So this has been a learning process for us as well. And so about halfway through, I realized that I wanted to make the images bigger so that the resolution would be higher for people who are purchasing these things, because I just wanted them to look really nice. And so I ended up changing everything like about halfway through, and I had to restart to make the layers bigger. There's a paper texture that's behind them, and the first paper texture that we had or that I was using, I tested it on Twitter, and everything was. It didn't matter what I tried. When I uploaded the image to Twitter, it was coming out pixelated, so I ended up having to change the paper background. So yeah, there was a lot that went into it. When I say 6 months, it literally was like 6 months of me working 7 days. I think I took a few days off for my anniversary, but that's about it.
Yeah, man, we can see from the actual artwork just on the website as well that these are pretty unique artwork and NFTs. They've got some really like surfer inspired, and you sound like a surfer, if I can say so myself.
Oh, I was waiting to say that, Metaverse. You fucking beat me.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm sorry, Adam, but if you need a surfer talk for Groms, it's got to be Deebs.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that everyone that has a Grom should do is like look at the file and like zoom in. It's so cool. You can see like a paper texture. It looks like it's on some like I don't know what kind of like vellum or whatever.
Yeah, so I've been a traditional artist for about 20 years now, working professionally, both in freelance and on my own personal work, before I came to digital art. And so that's one of the things. I think it's funny because I came to work digitally, and my entire digital practice is, or a lot of it is concerned with trying to make my digital work look more like traditional artwork. So I like to use a lot of paper textures. I like to use a lot of like distressed brushes in Procreate, and that just gives it like this. It gives it that human touch, I think, that a lot of digital art doesn't have.
They kind of pop out the screen too when you kind of look at them. They kind of look sort of 3D-ish, but not. You used to get them old textures back in the books of the like plastic when you look at them when you were a kid. That's what kind of.
I see that too, man. Like when I look at it, I feel like it's done by hand. It doesn't look computer generated, and it does seem like it pops out to me. There is depth, and there is like a different perception that you can notice.
Absolutely. Texture was really important. Color was probably the most important thing to me. And early on, I don't remember who asked me this, but I was in some Discord server, and just talking about how I was developing a project, and somebody had looked at or actually maybe it was on Twitter. Somebody had seen some of my older artwork, or some of the stuff I was experimenting with, and they were like, "Are you going to be making your collection really colorful?" And at the time, I didn't really put much thought into it, and I said, and I just said, "Yes, I'm going to make it really colorful." And then, I remember that conversation, and I was like, you know what, I really do want to experiment with the colors on this, because I can achieve colors on Procreate that are really hard to achieve in traditional artwork with like paint and stuff like that. So it was this careful balance between utilizing the digital tools to their advantage, but then also trying to take that back to more of like an old school style.